Hey guys, this is Seth SU Fly Fishing. What we're going to do is a little bit different than we normally do. I have just recently started back up fly tying. The last month and a half I've been at it. I think I've tied like maybe 300-400 flies. I've really got into it. I'm learning pretty quick just because there was already stuff I knew and I just kind of building upon that. I've probably started and stopped probably 7 or 8 times fly tying, and I always get bored by it. But for some reason this time it stuck. So what we're going to do is we're going to go over my 3 favorite patterns for the winter. These 3 patterns have caught me fish. These 3 patterns have been very reliable. In fact, I think I've caught 95% of my fish on these 3 patterns. So we're going to start with the smallest, work our way up as far as smallest profile, and then hopefully you'll find this informational. Hopefully, if I do anything that might be improved, I'll take criticism. There are certain things that I know that I'm very good at, and some things I know I'm not very good at. I know I'm a very adequate fisherman. However, when it comes to fly tying, I'm not the greatest. So, but these 3 patterns are real easy, very easy. Beginners can do it. If you just picked up, some thread and a vise yesterday, you could tie a lot of these. So. Alright guys, the first fly that we're going to do is a size 20 red and black zebra midge, okay? So what you're going to see first off when I put this in the vise, okay, is me put this little midge at a downward angle. Alright, now this downward angle keeps this little bead head from going up and down. When we're tying real skinny, we don't want to have a whole lot of material on there just yet until at the end. So when you put it down at a down angle, it keeps it from going up and down, up and down, up and down. All right. Now this is a size 20 jig hook. All right. And this is a size 2.5 golden tungsten bead. Okay. Or tungsten bead gold, whatever you want to say. It's tungsten bead that's gold. All right. So what we're going to start off with, all right, is I start off with this on all my flies. And I don't care if you think it's cheap. I don't care if you think it's dumb. It works for me, and I catch fish with my flies. So I go ahead and I put a dab of super glue, and I mean small amount of super glue. All right. So from here, we're going to take this red line. This line is 80. All right. And now I have a little tangle for some reason, because why not? All right, there we go. Take some of this red 80 line. Okay, take this thread, start at the middle of the bend in the hook. All right. So we're going to do that, and we're going to work our way up to the bead head. All right. Now, when we get up here, okay, right to where the bead is pushing against the hook, we're going to take this and we're going to wrap up just a tad, and we're going to let this hang. Okay. All right, now the one material that we're going to use here besides thread, I got a 0.1 millimeter gold wire. It's pretty skinny. You can go to 0.15, but when you start going into like the 20s, the 22, 24s, a lot of things that I fish in the winter, 0.1 is probably going to go. All right, so I'm going to start right here where the bead meets the shank, and I'm going to do some loose wraps at the beginning. And then I'm going to do some tight wraps all the way to where we started, okay? Middle of the bend of the hook. All right, so that's what we're going to do. And once we get to it, okay, we take it, and we're going to probably do 2, maybe 3 turns back towards the middle. So we did 3 turns on that one. All right, we're going to leave the gold wire alone. This loose red wire, I'm going to get rid of it, okay? So I'm not even going to cut. I'm just going to have it on the, there we go, edge of the, it's real thin line, just with the clipper. So once we get to that, we are going to take our whip finish tool, and we're only going to do just one. Don't need a whole bunch. We're wanting this to be skinny, okay? So just 1 turn. We're just trying to keep it from being sloppy. All right, once we do that 1 turn, we're gonna take this, and we're going to switch, okay? All right, we're going to switch, just putting down a little bit of thread, from an 8-0 red to an 8-0 black. All right, for some reason, this little change up works. I don't know, maybe it's because they haven't seen it before or something different. But I never thought about this, and it was I was fishing with Vincent, and he was like, "Man, I got this new fly. It's working real well." He's like, "I saw it on one of the many places you look up for new fishing stuff," and he goes, "It's so simple and it works." Blah blah, and he showed it to me, and it's just a red black zebra midge with a gold ribbing, and I was like, "What?" And then I was fishing it size 20, and I got JW to tie me some, and I was like, this is one of those flies I'm just going to keep. This is awesome. It works. So now I can tie my own. So, and in all honesty, I wish JW, I could tie as good as JW. I can't. That's what he does. He's good stuff. So, what we're going to do is we're going to take this 8-0 black thread, and we're going to start right where you did the whip finish, okay? And we are going to work our way down, come up once, and on the come up, and then the back, like the first time down, tight. On the come up, not so much, and on the going back down, still loose, okay? Just make sure you do one turn around right where the bead head is, okay? I'm going to make sure that this bead head actually goes down, and you can, on the hook. So we're going to take this excess, okay, and we're going to pop it off. Now, since we're here, we're going to take this gold wire, okay, this gold wire. We're going to start right where it comes out, and from there, we're just going to do incremental turns. All right, you don't want them super close together, but you do want them close enough, okay, to look uniformed. So we want it to come across right here. We're doing good. If you have little threads popping off or whatever, it doesn't matter. It's not a huge deal. So So after I get it here, I'm gonna wrap this gold thread around right where our fly meets the bead a few times. And then I'm gonna take this black thread, okay, while holding the gold thread tight, okay? And I'm going to, that's where I want to go. And guys, you can tighten this up and so you can make it a little better. Make sure, like if you're doing stuff like this, it's probably good just to have a little bit of line. You don't need a big thing of line, it makes things messy. Okay, and all I'm doing here is tying a small collar, nothing too big, okay? Small collar, all right? Let it hang. Now, once we get that done, this is when we take this gold wire, okay? Thumbnail, something that small, thumbnail. All right, and this is what I use to when I come up, see, even stuff that small ain't gonna matter. So at this point, we've made our little collar stopper. We got everything set up. It's real skinny, nice looking. And we're going to take our whip finish tools, 2, 3. And there you go. All right, super easy, size 20 zebra midge, black and red, just works. So, and you can mess around with it, bigger bead heads. I have some, there's like size 22 with a 3.0 bead head, whatever you need to do, okay? Whatever's working that day. Always tie a couple for a couple different situations, so. The next fly we're gonna do is, it's a size 20 waltz worm with a rust body. That's it. Another extra thing is we have a 2.5 pink tungsten bead head. All right, and this is on a size 20 jig hook. All right, so we're gonna put dab a little, just a little, nothing crazy, okay? so that's taken care of. We'll take this red 8/0 thread. We're gonna use the red again. Red 8/0 thread. I usually like to use this or an 8/0 pink. I have a fluorescent pink, but it's like wax, so it's a little bit thicker. And I have a 6/0 pink, but I want to go super small, so red. All right, so for this, we're going to start before the hook, even like right there where the hook starts bending is where we're going to start. So we are going to grab that. Okay, this is where we're going to start. We're going to work our way down. All right. So, like I said, it's not a hard fly. This isn't a hard fly at all. We're going to go back up again right here. All right. And once we get here, we're going to pull up, wrap this around the line, go down, and wrap. All right. So, the excess is taken care of. So, what we have is a first up and down wrap, and what we're going to do is tie a real skinny noodle. What I mean by that is we're going to take this rust body, okay, hairline, hair's dubbing, rust color, okay, and we're going to make a real skinny noodle. All right, not gonna be fat. It's gonna be real tiny, real tiny. All right. So, and we're going to work. That right there is point. So if we want to make this push down, if we want to push this down, make it closer to the line, we just take it, we take our 2 fingers, and just slide it in there, okay? Really slow wraps. Okay. 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, so we got our little collar set up, and I was just getting a little bit of like, it wasn't wanting to lay down. You can always wrap, rewrap. It doesn't have to be perfect the first time. If you're just starting for the first time, realize this. Not every fly is going to be perfect. Very rare are they. Even the pros, they'll tie something up real fast and it won't be perfect, but they'll catch 30 fish with it. So don't be so hard on yourself. Tie something, go fishing. I just tied me up some like little jig stuff for Euros. I just made it up. I was like, man, this is a good idea, and we're probably gonna try the next video. We'll just see what happens. So, but from right here, once we got that, once we put the dubbing down, okay, I'm going to wrap my 8/0 about 5 times over, and then I'm going to take my whip finish tool. And we're going to do 3 turns. 2, 3. Okay. And from here, and we're all set up. Okay. And that's a size 20 waltz worm, rust body, pink bead head, 2.5 millimeter tungsten bead. All right. Another, I mean, both of those I have used in the last 2 videos and I caught fish with. And then the last one, I fish, yeah, I catch fish with this all the time, so. So, those are 2 flies right there. This next one is a little bit bigger profile. It's probably the fly I use the most, period. And it's super easy to tie with this material. It's an egg. Eggs themselves are super easy, and eggs with this ecstasy material even more so. So I'm picking out this ecstasy material. You need maybe about an inch. It's about, that might be a little more an inch, but that's fine. And you're going to cut right there. A tad bit more than an inch is fine. Because what we're going to do with it, all right, we're going to do with it before we even start tying is we're going to take the end of it, all right, we're going to take the very end and we are going to pick away at the core, the rope, where all this material is held onto or is anchored to. All right, so right now we got a bit. Okay, now this is the core, that little rope right there. So now we have this done, we're going to set this aside and we're going to start with the hook and the bead head. Now, this is going to be a size 16 with a 3.5 golden tungsten bead head. It's a little bit big. Most people think it's pretty big for that. I put 4.0s on size 16. You go up much higher than that, it's just going to fall off the hook. But 3.5 is like my happy medium, where I get the most eats and I get big fish eats, and it goes down pretty good, especially when you're using like 6.5 and 7X, your fly sinks. So we're going to start this right here. All right, this is a size 16 jig hook, 3.5 bead head. All right, little bit, because we don't want the glue to get onto the egg. Detached to touch. All right, now we are going to take this. We are going to start right before that hook starts to bend. Okay, and we are going to start tight wraps down the first time. Okay, once we start tight wraps down, we go about once or twice, and then we start making our way back up, tight wraps back up. Okay, all right, now once we get to the end, we are going to take this and we are going to wrap the line around like that and capture it and put it down. Once we do that, we take this and we go to the base and we cut. Now while we're here, I'm gonna let y'all know, once you wrap this, we are going to do probably 2 to 3 more very wide wraps. So we are going to tie. We captured the core. We are going to go up the hook shank until we meet where we started wrapping, okay? Okay, and then we're going to take this and we're going to go down, just further securing the egg. All right, now, doing this, there's a few things that people say you need to do or you have to do. It is super hard to mess with an egg, honestly. Like, I'm pretty sure I could fish it like this and catch something. So what we're going to do is we are going to flatten out the material to see where it is, see what's going on with it. And I like to take it and I like to almost fold it flat, which means I have all the fibers kind of sticking up and down. And when I fold it flat, I like to wrap it a little tight, not too bad, okay? And what we're gonna do is when we get to the end of this, we are going to push all the fibers backwards, okay? All the flat fibers, we're gonna push back, all right? So I'm gonna bring this back around one more time. You're gonna make it tight to the egg, okay? I mean tight to the bead head. When you're tying an egg, you're gonna want to make it fairly tight, okay? You wanna wrap all the way to the bead head. All right, now, that being said, let's see where we're at with this. Yeah, that's looking, okay. That's looking pretty good. All right, so we're gonna take the excess off the end after we capture it, after we run, we'll go ahead and do one more, right, real quick. So we run it and capture the end of it, okay? Okay. Now, after we've trimmed it, we're gonna take this and we are going to push the end back, all right? And we are just going to further capture all the loose stuff. You're gonna have a little bit of a collar. All right, once we're here and we pushed everything back, that is a decent looking egg, okay? It's not, is it perfect? No, but most eggs, when they hit the water, go, whew, okay? maybe a little pulsing. It's not gonna, when we pull it out of the water, an egg out of the water, we look at it and we see that it's like wet and kind of skinny. That's not how normal eggs go. All right, so all right, this egg is about done. All we gotta do is our whip finish. Okay, 1, 2, 3. All right, and we are set to go. Just making sure everything's straight. And that is that's a ready to fish, decent looking egg. So those are my 3 favorite winter flies, okay? Again, you don't gotta be perfect with them. I know I'm not perfect, but they work. Every time that I've tied and used one of those in the past few months, every time that I've used one or tied and used one, regardless, it's worked, okay? So I hope that if you're watching this and you're just getting into tying, I hope this helps. And if you just enjoy seeing people tie flies, then I hope you like this too. So if you have any questions, please leave a comment. If you like this video, please thumbs up. And if you want to see more, please subscribe, guys. And as always, tight lines and blessings.